Hi there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Danielle Breezy, and this just got a little bit more serious. We now have a tornado warning for parts of our area, so we're going to stay with this storm for the next couple of minutes. So we have this in effect for Jackson, Overton, and Putnam County. This is in effect until 6:30 in the evening. Now, it is now dark outside, so you're not going to see this tornado if it is touching down on the ground. Right now, it is what we call Doppler radar indicated, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. But if you live in this area, in this red polygon right now, I need you to start taking your tornado precautions, going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows, and do it quickly because this storm is moving to the east-southeast at about 40 miles an hour. It's also dumping buckets of rain. We have a flood advisory with it, so if it is on the ground, it will be rain-wrapped. You're not going to be able to see it. First of all, there's a lot of hail with this. It's been jumping up in nature, but the big thing is the greens and the reds with this system. You can see that green is the wind going to the radar. The red is the wind going away. When you see kind of linking up like this, that is where that possible rotation would be. So it's just south of Gainesboro. It's just north of Buffalo Valley. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here so I can show you exactly where it is. It is right just to the north and east of Granville. Gainesboro, I need you to get down into the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. If you live right around 262, okay, and this is 56 right here. If you live in this vicinity here, I need you to take your tornado precautions. So south of Gainesboro needs to do it now. It's pretty much right over Granville Highway right now, just on the east side of Granville, and it is moving to the east at about 40 miles an hour. So as I zoom out here, I will show you exactly where it's going. Gainesboro, you have less than 4 minutes to take your tornado precautions. Nameless, never heard of that before. It's on top of you right now. Hopefully you're down in your basement. Get down now. If you know anyone that is in this area in particular that doesn't know about this, make sure you tell them to get down to the lowest level center of a room. It's going to be in Morrison Creek area at 608, Mount Union at 612. And here's the thing with this system. As it's been going across our area, it's been dumping buckets of rain, so much so that we've seen anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain in the last half hour or so. So again, ponding on the roads, if this storm is truly on the ground, you're not going to be able to see it. Right now, it's what we call Doppler radar indicated, okay? This is in Jackson County, but this is going to be going into Overton County, and it's going to be clipping, Putnam County. So again, I want to put the rotation on this so you can see it here. It's the greens and the reds, and I'm going to circle it for you too so you can see exactly what's going on. And what you'll see is it's right in this area here is where that possible rotation would be. So again, this is 262, this is 56, Gainesboro. If you're south of Gainesboro, if you're east of Granville, and you're in Jackson County, I need you to take those tornado precautions, lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Now I'm going to zoom down a little bit tighter because I do want to talk a little bit about the roads around this area. Right now, it's what we call Doppler radar indicated, but of course, this could all change. As you look right now, here are some of the roads in particular. We've got Granville Highway, there's Fort Blunt Berry Road, there is New Salem Road, there's Flynn's Creek Road, and then again, this is going to be Highway 56. So there is a rotation, the green, the red, that's what we're looking for here. That will be going over 56 momentarily and then pushing east. It's on the south side of Gainesboro. It is in Jackson County, but it would be heading into Overton County next. Let's go over to some streets over this way where it's coming down your pipeline. If I say your street name, I need you to start taking your tornado precautions. It's coming to you in New Salem Road. This is in Jackson County now, near Gainesboro, to the south of it. Pap Johnson Circle, Dale Richardson Lane. It's going to be near Gibson Hollow Road, Lawson Road, Morrison Creek Road, Sugartown, Ridge Road, Seven Knobs Road. If I'm saying your street name, you need to be taking those tornado precautions. Again, this is why we're staying with this storm. I want to, again, go back to it here. We are under a tornado warning. A tornado warning. We haven't done this in a while. It's 2025. I want to make sure you see this here. Again, this is over Jackson County right now. This is Putnam County. This is Overton County. There's Hillham. There's Livingston. There's Rickman. Right now, it's on the south side of Gainesboro. And they are continuing that severe thunderstorm warning, but they still have the tornado warning. This is going to go until 6:30 in the evening. So unless they change otherwise, we're going to stick with that. But they did reissue the severe thunderstorm warning as well for this. I'm just going to clear that out here, and I'll show you that in just a second as we pull away because it's going to extend, I think, further out and include portions of Jackson and also Overton and Putnam counties. Yeah, and that's for wind gusts to 60. And of course, quarter-size hail being reported. But the big story is the tornado warning. Now, right now, Doppler radar indicated. What that means is we look for the greens and reds, although this is the tightest I have seen it all day tonight. I wanted to show you this here again. This is the area of rotation right in this vicinity here. That's where we could possibly have that tornado. Again, really close to Gainsborough now. The green, the red, that is what we're looking for, going over 56. So 56, there's 290. Burristown, you're not that far away. If you are in Granville, you're out of the tornado danger. But if you're on the east side of Granville, I need you to take those tornado precautions going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Again, we are going to show you this because it is going to move on me, I'm sure, as we go. And I'm going to look at the debris tracker just real quick just to see if anything is getting my attention here, because this is where we look to see if anything's being lofted. Looked like there might have been something that happened over in Granville area, but now as I look, I'm not seeing much there. But again, this is what we call Doppler radar indicated. Again, it can, it looks like it could be it. It's dark outside. It's rain wrapped if it's on the ground. But again, the greens and the reds, that's the wind going to and from the radar. There's Gainsborough. This is Dotson Branch Highway. It's going to go over you. It's going over 56. It's about to go over 56. If you're on 262s to the north of it, there is 56 and there's 290. So it's about to go over 56. If you know anyone on that road, let them know. Here is the actual way where it is on the Storm Tracker Radar Network as we look at the bigger picture here. What you can see is we've got showers and storms across a lot of our areas. South of I-40, you're okay. It's just general showers. But it's really to the north of I-40 where we've seen the storms today. Most of them below severe thunderstorm warning limits, but not this one. We're starting to see more storms pop up, and it looks like we may have even gotten a new severe thunderstorm warning over into Kentucky. So I want to see that one as well. We've got a lot going on here, so I'm going to get right to this and show you exactly what's happening. This tornado warning is for us. Let's see what's happening. Yep, we do have one up here as well. This is going to be for Clinton, Cumberland, and Russell counties in Kentucky. So again, a lot of these storms out east are going over the atmosphere where it's warm, we've got a lot of moisture, and we've got spin. So we have to watch these storms. And again, this is wind gusts to 60, quarter-size hail being reported. This is over in Burkesville now, and this is also over in Cumberland City. So again, these are in southern Kentucky. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, now let's go down to the tornado warning because that's most important. As you can see here, it's for Jackson, Overton, and Putnam County. This is the storm that we're watching. You can see it right here. I'm going to zoom down and I'm going to put it into the green and red mode because that's where you look for it. It looks like it's actually tightening up right now, so that's not necessarily a good thing. Right in here, the greens and the reds, and I'm going to zoom down a little bit tighter here. Again, it's still Doppler radar indicated, but if that is on the ground, this is going to be about to cross over 56 by New Salem Road, Hopkins Brown Lane. This is in Jackson County, south of Gainsborough. If you live in this area, I need you to get down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. It's right over Hopkins Brown Lane. It's going to go over Pap Johnson Circle. There's a creek road down there. Let me look at that real quick. It's already past Allentown Road, it looks like. Flynn's Creek Road, Harve Henson Lane, Morris Creek Road, and then it's going to go over 56 if it continues on this path. But it does look like it might be trying to tighten up here on the south side of Gainsborough. You see the green and red. That's a very tight couplet here. I don't like the look of this right here. Green is the wind going to the radar. The red is the wind going away. And when you see them touching like that, that's where that potential tornado would be. Now, of course, this is higher in the sky, but it's nighttime. You got to act like the tornado is actually happening. So if you live in this area south of Gainsborough, you need to take your tornado precautions. This is over in Jackson County right now, and that's going to be moving into Overton, and it will click Putnam County as well. I'm going to look at the debris correlation coefficient just to see if I'm seeing anything. It's hard to tell on that one, but I want to show the big picture here because we do have, as you look at Storm Tracker Radar Network, we do have a lot of storms popping up on the map here. Now, the severe weather is out east. It is on the plateau. So my friends on the plateau, I really need you to take your tornado precautions. That means going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. And I'm going to show you that safety card here of what you want to do here because, again, this is a very serious situation. We have to watch for this. We haven't done this in a while. You want to be thinking about protecting your head and neck. I would tell you to grab a helmet if you go down that way, or grab a pillow, grab a blanket. It's not a bad thing to do because this is a storm we're watching. I was just talking to the National Weather Service in the chat room about this, and they were talking about it going over an area that has a lot of energy, spin, warm temperatures, and big amount of moisture. So again, this is the storm. It's tornado warned. It's in effect until 6:30 for Jackson, Overton, and Putnam counties. My friends in Gainesboro, even Cookeville, I would tell you, if you live north of Cookeville right now, you need to take those tornado precautions because you see, there's that bulge right in there. That bulge is probably where the potential tornado would be. So that's what we're going to be watching for. As this continues on this track, it's going to be pulling towards, say, the Livingston area, moving into Overton County. That could clip north side of Cookeville. Here, I'll show you on a storm track real quick so you can see this. But as we pull out on this, where it's going to be headed. Again, this is, a Doppler radar indicated tornado, but it's something that we need to pay attention to. Again, Cookeville, it's pretty much going to be on top of you within the next 5 to 7 minutes. So I really need you to get down to the lowest level center of a room with no windows. This is probably going to clip you the north side of Cookeville. And I know you guys have done this before, so please take this seriously because it's now nighttime. You're not going to see it if it's on the ground. Rickman, you're going to see this at about 6:21 if it continues on this path. Livingston, you would see this at about 6:28. Monterey, you would see this at 6:33, and then Clark Range, you would see this at about 6:52, and then it would push off and outside of our viewing area. But again, it is a serious situation. This storm is prompting the tornado warning. And as I zoom down, you can see this here. There's a bulge in it. I'll show you the hail too, just so you can see the hail core here. This is centered right over the Gainesboro area. Where that hail is jumping up here is where the potential tornado would not be far from this. So again, probably crossing over 56 and then pushing this way. So again, we'll show you the greens and the reds, the velocity product here, because I think that's really important just to show you exactly where that potential tornado would be. And you can see it here. I'll just circle it, and I'm going to zoom closer to it. It's right over 56 right now. If you know anyone on 56, that's an area of concern for me right now because it's literally going on top of you. And then it's going to be going paralleling 290 to the north of you and going directly. Rickman, you are in the direct path of this potential tornado. Morrison Creek, it's on top of you right now. If you have not gone down to the lowest level center of your room with no windows, please do so. It's a serious, serious situation. Mount Union, you're going to see this at about 6:15, and then you would see this in Waterloo at 6:19, Hardy at 6:22, Rickman, you would see this at 6:28. Again, moving east at about 40 miles per hour, okay? And I see Shelby Mack has just gotten here too, so she's going to be joining me and helping me with our coverage. I just want to show you exactly some streets of what we're looking at here because as I zoom down for this, it's right over Morrison right now. Morrison Creek area, I hope you're down in your lowest level center of a room with no windows. It's going to be going over Cummins Mill Road, Blackburn Fork Road, Willis Martin Road, Poplar Springs Road, Fairview Road, Dodson Branch Road, Gainesboro Grade. This is over across 56 right now. It's literally the center is going over 56 and it's moving. It's really the center of Jackson County right now where we're looking at this, the center of Jackson County. So right in here is where that possible tornado would be. Of course, we are watching this storm. I'm going to put a storm track on it for you so you can see this here. Again, we've been tracking it. It's out to the east. We've also got a severe storm, I know, to the north of this in southern Kentucky, which I'll talk about more, but this is the threatening one. Again, right over you in Morrison Creek. It's going to be over Mount Union at about 6:16. It'll be in Post Oak at about 6:20, Hardy 6:24, and then Rickman, that's the next real big city on the map. It's going to be over you at about 6:28. But that green and red is really starting to tighten up. I'm just going to look real fast at the chat here just to see what they're saying because I know we've been watching this storm and seeing what's going on with everything there. They were talking about it before. They were saying that there's a lot of, they're saying they're continuing the severe thunderstorm warning. They're saying the reflectivity, there's still rotation on in the lowest level. So we're going to keep that tornado warning going because they're watching for rotation. Of course, we don't know if it's actually happening or not because it's nighttime and this is Doppler radar indicated. If but we need to take it seriously like it actually is happening. So again, we're going to go back and I want to show you the bigger picture here of what we're dealing with. We've got storms that have developed all afternoon long. We've had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, as they push east, they're moving over an air mass that's very warm. Temperatures have been the upper 60s to around 70. Dew points are in the 60s. Lots of moisture to work with and even some spin. So these storms are really starting to strengthen and strengthen very quickly at the 6 o'clock hour. So we've got that severe thunderstorm warning over in Clinton and Cumberland counties, and then we've got the one that we're staying with it over in Jackson County right now, Overton County, as well as Putnam County. So we've been watching this storm. This is the one that does have that tornado warning attached to it, and they're saying that there's still low-level rotation happening. So we need to take it seriously. Shelby Mack, I know you're with me. You've had a long day already, but tell me some landmarks of where this is going over.
Hey, Danielle, so it does look like exactly what you said. It's going closer to Morrison Creek Road right now. So we're already seeing where this is going to continue to push over to the west. However, or to the east, excuse me. However, it does look like this is going closer to Morrison Creek Church of Christ. You've got Silver Fox Productions, Brandywine Farm, McCoynsville Church of Christ, Ferris Cemetery, S&B Construction, the Boyles WMA, and this is also going to continue to push over towards Dodson Branch Highway if it's not already over that. So that includes places like Inspired Paws of Cookville, Take Flight Dog Training, and again, as this goes through the Dodson Branch community, it's going to be getting closer to June Bug Boogie, Bend the River PSC, Fairview Cabin, and continuing over through Dodson Chapel. So this is going to be where we're still seeing on the National Weather Service chat that there is still that low level of rotation in the atmosphere. So that's why we're going to continue to stay with this warning. But the good news is that it does look like this is going to continue to push out of our region. And it does look like it's falling apart a little bit, but there's still that chance for some rotation, Danielle.
Okay, sounds good, Shelby. Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, keep up with the landmarks for me because you're very good at that. We want to let people know. I mean, it is now 6:14. I'm also worried about people coming home from work right now. If you think there's anyone on the highway or in the roads right now in this area, okay, now it's south of Gainsboro. It's pushing towards, it's pushing towards Mount Union. That's the next one in the path, right? It is going to be there at 6:16. It is now 6:14. So you've got 2 minutes, Mount Union, to get down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Take this seriously because we are not sure. We've been seeing the bright greens. We've been seeing the bright reds. It's been pretty strong. And the National Weather Service has kept this warning going because of that low level rotation within this storm. Now, do we know if it's actually making it to the ground? We do not know that. But it is now nighttime. You're not going to see it. And the rain has been coming down so hard, it would be rain wrapped, right? Because we have a flood advisory with this as the cell has gone across a lot of areas. And it's been strengthening as it does so. Plus, it's got hail. And of course, it's got gusty winds. Now, Post Oak, you would see this about 6:21. Hardy, you're going to see this at about 6:24. And then Rickman, you're the next big one at 6:29. Ray, 6:34. And then Beaver Hill would see this at about 6:36. The greens and reds, I mean, I was looking at the debris tracker just to see if anything was popping up that looked interesting. Now that looks a little bit more interesting. Hold on. I'm going to zoom in here. This little area right in here in particular, I'll circle it, could be something. This just popped up. If I go back in time, you'll see it kind of pop up right there. And that does line up with the greens and reds. So this could be possibly coming back down to the ground. I don't know if that's real. I don't know exactly if that's happening, but that doesn't look great. I'll tell you that that's a scary indication to me. So, okay, this green and red, because I just saw that, I'm going to get down to streets again here. Now, there's Gainsboro, okay? This is south and east of Gainsboro. This is still in Jackson County, but this will be going into Overton County next, okay? So as I zoom down here, we're about to go over, it's right by Blackburn Fork Road, Sims Lane, Old Dodson Branch Road. Shelby was mentioning that before. Dodson Branch Highway, Lynn Chapel Road, East Thomas Allen Road. If I'm saying your street name, this is in Jackson County, I need you in the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Now, if you are in Gainsboro, downtown proper, this storm is past you in terms of the rotation part. However, if you are on the southeast side of Gainsboro, I need you down in the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. Again, going over Willis Martin Road, Hillham Road, Noel Drive, Fairview Road, Poplar Springs Road, Standing Stone Highway, Tommy Donson Highway. And again, this would be just passing by the south of Burristown. It's going to go south of Hillham. It's going to go south of Livingston. But Rickman, you're in the direct path. All good. You be not far away from this either, okay? So let me, again, put a storm track and take this out in the time just a touch more, just so everybody can see this and you can see your city or your town name. If you see Mount Union, that's not far away. Mount Union, you are in the direct path of this potential tornado. So I need you in the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. You need to take your safety precautions right now. Waterloo, you don't have much time either. Less than 10 minutes now. Hardy, 626. Rickman, you would see this at 6:30. And then Sulphur, you would see this at 6:31. So again, I want to make sure we are good and we are taking our tornado precautions. Shelby, you've got more.
Sure. Because we do still have these showers that are popping up across the rest of Middle Tennessee, but it looks like the most intense storms are actually going to be making their way into far eastern counties and then pushing off into East Tennessee. So what we're tracking right now is this severe thunderstorm warning and this tornado warning. So we're going to continue to look at this, but it does look like we are going to also be seeing where there's some really strong winds, and this is also starting to move a little bit more quickly as well. Now let me go ahead and get off really fast so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. So it does look like, again, when we zoom down, you can really see where this rotation has started to tighten up just a little bit more. I think my remote might have died on me, so we're just gonna, there we go. So now we're just gonna go over here and manually do this. But again, we have this tornado warning. It looks like it's gonna last until 6:30. This is moving at about 40 miles per hour. You can see where we have those greens and the reds that are still mixing together. And I'm over on max 3, by the way, just letting you guys know if you can see. But it does look like we are, there it is. And so now it's more of a gray color. So that rotation looks like it's potentially starting to loosen up, but it's still at the lowest levels of the atmosphere. Now, if we look at where this is headed, looks like it's going towards Mount Union, and then it's going to be getting closer to Rickman at 6:28, Beaver Hill by 6:35, Allred by 6:45, and this is just north of downtown Cookeville. So Wilder by 6:52, Clark Range by 7, Banner Springs by 7:06, and Atkins Mill by 8:13. Again, this is moving at 40 miles per hour. Now, earlier Danielle was showing you where it looked like there was a little bit of debris. Something that's new is that it doesn't look like that debris is holding together as well, so that's good news. Hopefully this is starting to fall apart, but again, we can't let our guard down yet because this spin could really start to pick more up. Along with that, Danielle already mentioned this, but this is going to be a rain-wrapped tornado because there has been quite a bit of rain coming down. Most of this rain is going to be a little bit farther north, closer to Gainesboro, but we're going to continue to track this because it does look like this tornado warning is, again, in effect at least for the next 11 minutes. The National Weather Service hasn't said much about continuing to reissue this. However, the current warning goes until 6:30, and this is getting closer to Dodson Chapel, and then we'll continue to push over to the east, Danielle.
Okay, and Shelby, we just want to friendly remind everybody your safety mechanisms, what to do, right? You want to go to a room with no windows. You want to go down to the lowest level, center of a room. We're talking about a closet, a bathroom, a basement, the storm shelter. You want to bring a helmet to protect your head and neck, pillows, blankets. It's really important you do this, and it's really important you take all of this very seriously. We haven't had a tornado warning in a long time here in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, and though it is Doppler radar indicated, and it is still that, we have to watch. And what I want to show you too is not only at the big picture are we seeing showers and storms, but out east, we not only have our tornado warning, we're seeing several storms up north. Now this is outside of our viewing area that are turning to tornado warnings as well, because this air mass you see right here is very warm. There's a lot of moisture and there's spin still with it. So as the storm has gone over it, it has really strengthened and blossomed. So we've been watching it. It's over Jackson County right now. It's going to be pushing into Overton County. It will clip portions of Putnam County, but really it is south and east of the Gainesboro area and moving towards Rickman. That's the next real big city in its path. So again, this tornado warning is in effect until 6:30. There it is, and you can kind of see the center here actually right now. Okay, so this is Jackson, this is Overton, this is Putnam County, right? So we're really in the middle, where the three of them kind of meet up is where the center of the storm is right now. Rickman, you are not that far away from this potential tornado coming on top of you. So if you know anyone in Rickman, they need to get down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. It's no joke. This is 111 right here. That's where it's going to be going over. There's the greens and there's the reds. Look at that bright red there. Look at that bright green. And they're continuing this tornado warning, so it really is no no joke here. I will say that. You can see that they just added that in. So we're going to stay with this until at least 6:45 now, because that tornado warning is still Doppler radar indicated. We do not have any confirmation of it on the ground, but I really need you to take it seriously, because they're obviously at the National Weather Service seeing that that low-level spin is continuing. And, this is a safety thing, so we need to take it seriously. So here it is. There's that center right in that area in particular. Hail core has dropped down off this, so that is some good news. That might be a little sign of weakening, but I don't like the bright red and that bright green right there. You see that? That's going to be some very strong wind going to the radar and wind going away from the radar. And when you see the green going to, red going away, when you see them kind of touching together, that's not necessarily a good thing right in this area here. That's where that potential rotation would be. So that's on the northern side of Putnam County. Cookeville, if you live in downtown Cookeville, you're okay. But if you live on the northern edge of Putnam County, where it meets Jackson and Overton, I really need you to get down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. I would do it now. And Rickman, you don't have much time, because it's coming right over you. And then it's going to be going also where Rickman is. It's 111. That's Highway 111. So if you know anyone, I mean, the time right now is 6:23. I know a lot of folks are possibly coming home from work or maybe going to dinner. You want to make sure you warn them if they're on these roads, they have to watch out, because this tornado could be coming down. And remember, we've got heavy downpours with it. It's nighttime. You're not going to see this potential tornado here. So this tornado, again, moving to the east, and it's moving, oops, I didn't do that right, very quickly. And I will say that we were looking for that debris signature. I can't see it on this map right now, but that being said, I need you to get down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows, and do it now, because this is what we're watching for. It's this area right in here. And as we zoom down here, there's that bright green, there's that bright red. And yes, we've got a lot of streets down there that I just zoomed into. You see there, that's Fairview Road, East Thomas Allen Road, Hardy's Chapel Road. That's Hillham Road, it looks like, and Tommy Dotson Road. I want you to make sure you're taking your tornado precautions there, and just make sure you're staying safe. Shelby, I know you've got some landmarks, so go ahead.
So Danielle, what we're seeing is that this is getting closer to Rickman. So here's just a couple other streets that you didn't say. Old Highway 42. And then this is also going to start getting closer to Oak Hill. So that includes some landmarks like the Union Hill Church, Oak Hill Church, Hammock Cemetery, Looper Family Cemetery, Archibald Quall Cemetery, the Dry Hollow Fire Hall, Wilderness Hunting Lodge, Our Place, Speck Cemetery, Jammin' at Hippie Jack's, Phillips Cemetery, Allred Cemetery, coming up closer to the Overton County Fairgrounds. So that's a good one to know. And then again, it looks like it's also getting closer to that Cookeville Highway area. What that means is that you really need to be in your safe place if you're close to that Highway 111. Along with that, that also turns into West Main Street. So again, this is something that we're going to be watching as we get closer to Livingston, because that is the path that this tornado is staying just farther south from. So some of the spots that it's going to be staying farther south from, but again, you really want to be down in your safe place, includes on West Main Street. You've got Tractor Supply. There's also a Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC. These are all closer to the downtown area of Livingston. And then Volunteer State Community College. That's another one where it looks like this is going to stay a little bit farther south, but it does look like you still need to be in your safe place. Get into the lowest level of your home. Make sure that if your kids are home, that they have on their helmets, that your pets are on leashes. Just a couple of different things that you need to know. Danielle?
Yes, I was going to say that's great tips, Shelby, and we want everybody to really stay safe with this system. Now, the reason that we're staying with you, and we're going to stay with you now until 6:45, is because we have a tornado warning. And we have a tornado warning that's been extended into time now till 6:45 and still includes Putnam County. This storm is centered near Allgood. It's also near Rickman. I mean, this is about to go over Rickman right now in 111. Livingston is to the north of this, but if you live on the south side, I would say really Rickman to Livingston, you should be taking your tornado precautions, going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. This will be going over 111. It will then be going over 84 and then would head towards Crawford next. But again, it really has exited, just so you know, Jackson County. Jackson County, it is really exiting you now. So you really don't have to think about this. This is gone for you. Cookeville. If you're on the northeast side of Cookeville, I would tell you need to take those tornado precautions from Cookeville to Rickman and even up to Livingston, because this storm is massive, and it's in this storm where there is that possible rotation that is ongoing. And as you look here, and I just want to pull out for a second, you can see what's going on. We've got several storms that have developed. And you see those tornado warnings, that's outside of our viewing area there, but we've also got, just so you know, the severe thunderstorm warning, and it's saying tornado possible up that way too. So these storms to the north and east have the potential for rotation. So this is serious because a lot of these are starting to rotate now as they push east over air that has not been worked over just yet. And there's a frontal boundary right there. So this is developing the storm. It is strengthening the storm, and it's something that we really want to pay attention to. So hopefully, folks, you are taking your tornado precautions, going down to the lowest level, center of a room with no windows. I would tell you, Cookeville, Monterey, Livingston, Brickman, you need to get down to the lowest level center of a room. I'm trying to just tell everyone to safeguard right now because this is where the storm is right now. And as I look at the rotation here, it looks like, there could be almost like two different areas. I'm looking at this, and I don't know if you're seeing this, Shelby, at all. There's like a little area near Allgood that might be spinning, and then another area near Rickman. This might be trying to do something here. So we've got one area here. There's the green and red. That's more pronounced, but it's a little bit wider. And then if you look down here, just on the north side of Cookeville near Allgood, there's a little bit of bright red and then a darker red, almost like a green color there. So, I'm a little concerned with how this is looking. I'm not seeing anything on debris tracker, so that's some good news. But as we look at these and, we put this into motion, we'd like to see where it is, and definitely some strong winds for sure. You can see the bright reds in there. So, as I zoom down here, I'm going to try to tell you some street names of where I think things would be. Right now, this again, let me pull out and see. Okay, so we're now in Overton County where I think this possible tornado would be if it was on the ground. It's right going to be near Moore Road, Eccles Cemetery Road, okay? So this is over in Overton County. If you live in Overton County, I need you down in the lowest level center of a room with no windows. It's over, say, Eccles Cemetery Road, Moore Road, Tommy Dotson Road, Oak Hill Road, Rickman Road. It's going to be over Cookeville Highway. It's going to be going over 111. Downtown Rickman, you're probably getting impacted by this right now. Old Railroad Road, Oak Hill Road, and then it would be going over 84 next. So again, folks, this is the area of concern. This is what we're watching. There's one right there. And then there's another area, not even near Allgood, that looks a little interesting too. And I just want to real quick do a storm track on this. Rickman, I need you in the basement. If you haven't gotten there yet, I need you to go now. Beaver Hill, you're up next at 6:35. Allred's up next at 6:44. Crawford, 6:46. And then Twinton, you'll be there at 6:48. Shelby, I know you've got more. Go ahead.
Danielle, I just wanted to, again, zoom back out, look at the full picture. We've got a little bit of rain making its way across Middle Tennessee, but all eyes are on this tornado warning that's made its way into Overton County. This is going to last until 6:45, so that's what you need to know. Now, something that's interesting about this is that it doesn't have a debris signature anymore, so that's some good news. However, we are still seeing the chance for some rotation, especially at the lower levels, and then we're also not seeing much hail associated with this. So what you're dealing with right now is really these strong winds that is causing chance for some rotation. So it does look like there's an indication of 1-inch hail. However, that's radar indicated because then when we start pulling up our hail tracker, not much is popping up. Again, you want to be in your safe place because this tornado warning is active at least for the next about 15 minutes. So it does look like we are still tracking where there's potentially 2 spots that could have a little bit more of that rotation. Now, closer to Rickman, this is where we're still dealing with those reds and greens. Now it looks more like those reds are touching. However, these strong winds could still pick up more rotation, and this is going to continue to push eastward towards Crawford, getting closer to Livingston. Looks like the track is staying a little bit farther south from downtown Livingston, but if you're closer to maybe you're attending Volunteer State Community College and you're back at campus, you definitely need to be down in your safe place. If you're in downtown Livingston, I was saying a few places, including Cookeville Highway, you need to be down into your safe place. That includes places like the Tractor Supply. There was also a Taco Bell and a Pizza Hut that was closer to downtown Livingston that you want to be in your safe place. Now, Danielle already showed you the timing on this, but it looks like this is going to be getting closer to Beaver Hill by 6:37, 6:48 into Crawford, Twinton by 6:51 and 6:54 into Wilder. Now, I wanted to point out this is moving 40 miles per hour. So even if we don't see as much rotation, these straight line winds could do some pretty serious damage. That's why we're going to continue to stay with this tornado warning because, again, there's still that rotation happening at the lower levels. But I wanted to point out earlier we did see potentially a small debris signature. Now that's really fallen apart. So that is good news, but we're still tracking that rotation. Do not let your guard down yet. This is not the time to do so. So our friends in Overton County, be in your safe place, especially in Rickman. I mean, it's completely on top of you right now, south of Livingston, coming towards Crawford, getting closer to Clark Range, and then it's going to stay south of Jamestown as well. But you still need to be prepared, especially because now the sun is down. It's dark, and that rain is still falling. So that tornado, if it does make its way to the ground, is going to be rain wrapped. That could be a really serious issue, especially for our friends that are commuting home from work, that are making their way down I-40, getting closer to Cookeville. So please be alert if you have any family that is coming down I-40 or maybe even closer to Cookeville Highway. Give them a call. Make sure that they know what is going on. It's a great time to encourage your friends and family to download the WKRN weather app because we're definitely not out of the woods there yet. And then we're also seeing a few more of these tornado warnings popping up over in Kentucky as well. Now, none of those are in southern Kentucky. They're going to continue to push off to the east as well, but we'll stay with this tornado warning until 6:45, Danielle.
Okay, Shelby, and we're watching this, and we're going to continue to keep you safe and keep you informed. One thing we want to point out is what to do, right? You want to go down to a room with no windows, lowest level, center of a room. Think of a closet, a basement, a bathroom. Protect your head and neck. I would grab a helmet and put that on, or pillows or blankets. Do something because we've got active weather ongoing right now in our area. Now, Shelby was talking about the general showers and storms. Most of you don't have to be that alarmed right now. But my friends out east, my friends pushing towards Putnam and Overton counties really need to take this seriously because
hey, Danielle.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but National Weather Service chat is saying that there is a tornado on the ground in Rickman. That's from Putnam Severe Weather.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so this just got really serious, Shelby. We're going to go street to street. I need you to look up things. Here we go. We've got this tornado warning. It's on the ground in Rickman. If you live in Rickman right now, I need you to take your tornado precautions. Lowest level, center of a room, room with no windows. Do it now. There's a confirmed tornado on the ground. We've been talking about potentially there was one. Now there really is one. My voice is raising for a reason. I'm worried. Folks, please get down to the lowest level, center of a room, room with no windows. I was just circling this. I was just looking at this. I was asking the National Weather Service. They got any reports, and it's actually happening. Yes.
National Weather Service. It's from the National Weather Service chat. It's Tyler Allen is saying that he's observing this right now.
Observing it?
Yes.
Okay, an observer.
He's looking at it happening.
Okay, so and that's a storm spotter, right? I'm guessing? Yes.
Yes, and this is going to be, he said, between 111 and 293. So those are the two highways that we've been talking about.
Okay, yep. Okay, so let's get down here. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to start to look at these streets here and get down here. So 111 and 98. Hold on one second here. Rickman, I need you in your lowest level, center of a room, room with no windows. I need you to do it now, okay? Let's see, 111 and 98. I'm looking down here to find it. I can't find 98. I find 84. Is it 84? Because that's where I would say, because it's right by Rickman. I'm looking at this. Let me look at a couple of things real fast. I mean, there's definitely something going on here between 111 and 84. We've got the greens. We've got the reds. I'm going to circle it here right now. Folks, I really need you to get down in the lowest level, center of a room, room with no windows. I'm going to get down and start saying street names. If I say your street name, this is in, just so you're aware, we are now in Overton County mainly. Overton County mainly, okay? Now, it could be very close to even the north side of Putnam County. So Rickman Monterey Highway, Wells Lane, Thorngrass Road. If I'm saying your road, I need you in the lowest level, center of a room, room with no windows. Casto Thompson Road, Hill Land Mountain Road, Curtis Norwood Road, Oak Hill Road, Rickman Road, Okalana Road. I hope I said that right. I don't know if I did. Hammock Lane. I need you to be in your basement in Deck Cove Road. This, if it continues, will go over 84. It's between 111, 84, and right over Rickman. Right over Rickman. I need you in the basement, lowest level, center of a room. Rickman, there potentially is a tornado on the ground right now, according to a spotter. We need you in the lowest level, center of a room, room with no windows. Shelby, you've got landmarks. Let's go.
And so, Danielle, here's a few spots that you need to know. Again, this is making its way over Cookeville Highway, so that's Highway 111. So Watson Chevy, Highway 111 BP Station in Delhi, Volunteer Storage, Okolona United Methodist Church, Overton County Fairgrounds. That's going to be near Monterey Highway, and that's exactly where this tornado is likely being observed. Then we've got Big Daddy's Bungalow, Bethlehem United Methodist Church, Rick's Mobile Trailer and RV Service, Lick Skillet Auction Company. This is going to continue to push off to the east, getting closer to where it looks like there's less landmarks, but there's Phillips Cemetery, Allred Cemetery, and then this is going to continue to push over to the east towards Allred. So that includes portions of Shiloh on 85. Again, this is in Allred. This is not West Tennessee. You've got Falling Springs Missionary Baptist on Wilder Highway. You have Hidden Creek Hunting Lodge. That's another spot. Oak Ledge Lodge, Tay's Grocery, Cub Mountain ATV Park and Campground. Any of these places sound familiar to you or close to your home, you need to be down in the safest place in your home, following your safety plan. Make sure that you're still getting the alerts from us because we're telling you exactly where this is. This looks like it's going to be headed straight towards Crawford as well. So a few spots that you need to know about Crawford is this is likely to be getting closer to Highway 164 as well. So there's the United States Post Office on Hanging Limb Highway, Honey Springs Cemetery, Bailey Hills Farm, and that's a little bit farther out, but where we are seeing this is getting closer to Highway 84, which is Monterey Highway. So that is where you need to be in your safe spot, Danielle.
Yep. Okay, that's good, Shelby. That's what I was going to say. I was just looking at the chat room here, and they're saying that we've got a lot of interesting things going on here. We've got a tree on a house on Cindy Drive in northern Putnam County. We've got multiple power flashes and possible debris. This cell, I mean, this was it's somewhere like what you were saying, right in here, and now it's probably past Rickman at this point. You know, it was hugging Putnam County. It was hugging Putnam County, Overton County, right? The line kind of here. And now it's kind of probably right in this area here in this vicinity. It's probably going over 84 right now. The tornado was reported on the ground, and there is damage reports coming into our newsroom or on the National Weather Service chat. You know, we don't know everything just yet, but we really need you to take this seriously. If you are in Overton County, I would tell you Crawford right now, start getting down to the lowest level center of a room. I hope Rickman, my friends in Rickman, I hope you are in your basements. I hope you are down low because this storm is going past you on the east side. And then all good. You should be in the clear right now. Monterey, I would tell you just get down low just in case because we've had some damage on the north end side of Putnam County. Monterey, I would tell you get down low just in case, please. Do it. Do it now. This is going over Highland Mountain Lane. This is going over 84 Dry Hollow Road, Pleasant Shade Lane. Again, we are talking about a tornado warning with potential tornado on ground in Overton County, Sunk Cane Road, Cedar Chapel Road. If I'm saying your street name, get down low. Thompson Flats Road. This is going to be over Wilder Highway, Hanging Limb Highway, Wilder Road, Crawford. Crawford, you're in the direct path of this storm that is coming your way. Just want to, again, show you Storm Tracker Radar Network. This is a cell we've been watching. As it's been cycling, potentially producing a tornado as it came across our area. I just want to show you this in the last, if we go back in time, you can kind of see this was the cell, kind of came down, and it possibly may have done something right around even here. This would have been around 6:30-ish, right in this area here. I wouldn't be surprised if something happened. But we're watching this because it is tornado warning and potentially could still have a tornado on the ground as we speak. So I really need you guys to be serious about it. It looks like it's right in this area here. So Crawford, you don't have a lot of time. I need you in your basement now, Crawford. I need you in your lowest level center of a room. Again, this is going to keep going. If it keeps going, it's going to go into Fenchurch County next, and they're keeping with it. They haven't dropped the tornado warning just yet. So here we go. I'm putting on a storm tracker for this one. And Monterey, I tell you too, I was telling Crawford, I'm telling Monterey, get down into the lowest level center of a room with no windows. It's not a drill anymore. There's a tornado potentially on the ground right now. Allred, it's coming to you at 6:45. Crawford, it's coming to you at 6:47. Vine Ridge, 6:51. Clark Range, you would see this at 7:01. And then Jamestown, you would see this at about 7:06. Banner Springs, 7:07. Again, we're watching this storm. It's been pretty funky. It's definitely done some debris. We've had damage reports coming out of Putnam County with a tree on the house so far. We've had reports of power flashes, which is a strong indication. I mean, that could also be strong damaging winds too, but that's an indication. And one of our spotters is saying that he actually saw the tornado. Shelby, are you seeing anything else in National Weather Service chat? Or
So in the chat, we are starting to receive pictures, but again, I'm getting permission to put those on so everybody can see them. But it does look like there is a business that potentially has some of the siding and the underhanging of the front of their business kind of peeling off, likely because of some of these stronger winds that have come through. It also looks like potentially some of the vinyl on the roof has been peeled off. So again, we are going to continue to track this because it does look look like we are still seeing this tornado warning in effect. However, it does look like they have taken Jackson County out of the tornado warning because it is out of Jackson County.
Yes, thank goodness, Shelby. That's what I was going to say. That Jackson County, you are okay now. But we still have it in effect for Putnam, and we still have it in effect for Overton. It is over Overton right now. Again, bigger picture as you look out on this, I just want to see this. This is the tornado warning. This is the greens and reds is what we look for. Green is wind going to the radar. Red is wind going away from the radar. This is a cell that potentially already produced a tornado. Could have a tornado on the ground still. This is Rickman. It just went through Rickman, Monterey. Please take those tornado precautions because there was some damage on the north side of Putnam County, already a tree on the house. It is past 84. So if you are on the west side of 84, you are safe. You are okay. If you're on the east side, you better get down to the lowest level center of a room with no windows. And Crawford, I need you to do it, and I need you to do it right now because it's coming right at you. It still has that bright red and bright green. So regardless, it's going to have very, very strong winds coming down with this storm. But, you know, that it is scary because it's nighttime and it's dumping buckets of rain. So you're not going to see this, okay? So this right now would be over Cedar Chapel Road. If you're on Cedar Chapel Road, I hope you're in your basement. Sunk Cane Road, I hope you're in your basement right now. Columbia Hill Road, this is, again, if this is in Overton County. If I'm saying your street name in Overton County, if you know anyone on these streets, tell them to get down low if you don't think they're watching the TV right now. Hanging Limb Highway, Lovejoy Lane, Chapel Hill Road, Sunk Cane Road, Hanging Limb Highway, let's see, I'm saying the same thing, Shiloh Road, Wilder Highway, Cooktown Road, House Pound or Horse Pound Road,